Hello, and welcome to the long overdue second episode of That 90s podcast, casting a look back over the decade's most heinous and radically unacceptable TV shows. And yes, we stuck with that name because we couldn't think of anything better. I'm your host, Chris Mayer, and joining me as ever to discuss another 90s nugget of nostalgia is a man so 90s he has an intravenous drip of orange soda. It's Mr. Thomas Mawson.
I do.
You've been gagging to do that, haven't you?
I literally only just thought of that.
I've been gagging to do a second podcast. It's been a year.
Why is it taking so long?
Well, I'm mostly blaming you, but it's no.
Why?
I'd rather not have an argument in this right now. We're going to argue later on.
Yeah,
okay?
that's fine.
So yeah, it's a year on. We're a year further away from the 90s, which means that nostalgia has kind of crystallised a bit more.
Yes.
Which is nice.
Yes.
So yeah, thank you very much if you listened to our first episode. You probably haven't because it's been out for a day at this point, so this is kind of a bumper special.
If you are one of the 5 listeners, we appreciate your custom.
Absolutely. Yes. Hopefully this one will go a bit more smoother than the last one did, and Thomas won't cough as much.
I am not ill, so a bit phlegmy, but not ill, so I'd like to think we'll get on seamlessly without a cough.
Good. So for the second show, we decided to go for a children's prime time sort of show. It was always on a Friday. That's what I remember about it. It was kind of end of the week. Oh my god, it's this show.
It was the monolith of children's game shows.
You don't even know what that means, do you?
I've seen a monolith before, thank you very much.
It's Funhouse.
It was Funhouse. Back then.
What?
It was Funhouse.
Was it fun?
It was fun.
It was fun.
It was a fun house.
Funhouse. That will be a fun one mentioned a lot.
Yes.
By various people on Funhouse.
Everyone.
Indeed. So, background to the show. It started just slightly before the 90s, but I don't give a shit. We're gonna do it anyway, because it started in February 1989 and ran to the 29th of December 1999. Again,
whoa!
another show that we basically went, no, can't do it in the new millennium. No.
I did not realise it lasted that long.
Yes, 11 years.
Too long,
nearly,
for one.
Hang on, 10 years. That's nearly 11, but whatever.
90s maths is a bit obscured.
Come on, it's nearly 11. Anyway, it usually aired on Fridays, with the exception of Series 4, which aired on Wednesdays, and Series 5 and 6, which aired on Thursdays, because they realised at that point that was just not a good idea.
I think I watched it more when it wasn't on a Friday.
Right.
I don't remember it being on Friday as much.
Okay, I do, so I can verify that information.
I believe you.
Okay.
No, I don't want to, but I believe you.
And again, like Gladiators, it's not a UK original idea, because we just copy America all the time. But the American show only lasted 3 years, so that was 88 to 91, and then they basically went, nah, no more of that.
I think that says a lot about what we find
our
entertaining.
originality.
Or found entertaining, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Do you want to guess how many episodes there were?
I'm going to wager about, I want to say 550 episodes.
Wow, you've gone way over the top there. 146.
Alright, that's nothing.
Still a lot, isn't it?
Well,
it's
yeah.
11 years.
How many episodes a year was there though? How long was the series?
Oh, I don't know. About a month or 2, I don't know.
It's a good research,
yeah.
that.
It is good research. I know it lasted for 10/11 years. And we decided to watch an episode from late, like kind of mid-run. So we went 1997.
Yes.
That great year. 1997.
What happened in 1997?
Diana died.
I knew you were going to say that.
I'm not doing that story on now.
I literally remember nothing about 1997 apart from Princess Diana.
Bret Hart was screwed.
Yeah, it was.
There's the first wrestling reference of this podcast.
You did it.
I know. Amazing.
Who did it, Chris?
That wasn't then.
No.
No. Okay. Theme music, as ever, is where we start with our little trip down memory lane. We're going to listen to that music first.
Yes. It is a wacky, fun, and crazy theme song.
It's wacky, it's fun, it's crazy, it's outrageous! Funhouse, a whole lot of fun, prizes to be won.
It's a real crazy show where anything will go.
Funhouse, it's a quiz, it's a race, a real wacky place. Use your body and your brain if you want to play the game.
It's a real wacky show where anything will
Wow, that was fun house.
There was a key change.
That was
I remember
indeed a
the key change.
So let's go through those lyrics right now. Thomas Mawson.
Right.
Don't sing it. You can't really sing it. It's spoken word. Really.
Yeah, it was a bit. Yeah.
It's not like
It's
Gladiator's hard rock,
poetry.
is it? Poetry.
It is poetry. It comes from the same factorium as music that you would find on Play Your Cards Right. It just
What does that even mean?
it just sounds exactly the same as all the other.
It's quite 90s, isn't it?
It's very 90s, even though it's technically 80s.
I feel like we're going to say that a lot during this podcast run.
It's as
It is from the 90s,
It is
yes.
as if we were a 90s podcast ourselves, Chris. Right. It's wacky! Exclamation mark. It's fun! Exclamation mark. It's crazy. It's outrageous.
Okay, I'm going to stop there. Okay.
Yes.
If you're using "it's fun" as your second line, and that's like the title's Funhouse, I'm suggesting you're already devoid of ideas.
Yes. I would suggest putting fun first, so you at least know it's in theme with the title of the show, and making it rhyme and more catchy. Because at the moment, I'm not reeled in.
Funhouse is fun.
F-U-N,
Okay.
etc. Funhouse, comma. It's a whole
Oh
lot
my
of
God.
fun. What?
It's Funhouse. It's saying fun.
Yes. I think we should take a tally. Funhouse. It's a whole lot of fun. Prizes to be won.
Okay, that's clear.
Yes. And then a wobbly voice enters. It's a real crazy show where anything goes. Do you think they couldn't get Vincent Price for that?
No, well, he's probably dead by
Yeah,
this point.
yeah. Funhouse. It's a quiz. It's a race. It's a real wacky place. Use your body and your brain if you want to play the game.
It's like Gladiator. It's just it's just crazy. Like,
Well-
it's Funhouse. It's a quiz. Just say that to that insulation. It's a quiz.
I mean, the main difference here, if we're comparing it to Gladiators, Gladiators was a questionnaire.
Yeah.
This is more of a
Are you male or female? Tick box.
this is a statement of intent.
But you got to use your body and your brain.
If you want to play the game. It literally tells you everything that happens in the show.
Again.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep going. We're gonna ram this down the throat.
that's not a bad thing.
No, well,
Because, at least when you're a child.
Yeah.
Because,
I can forgive it more for this than I can Gladiators
yes,
in a way.
Gladiators' audience bracket was far more unforgiving
Ish.
on the lyrics. After the lyrics comes the most important part. A trumpet solo, not trumpet, saxophone solo.
That.
It's like Baker Street on speed. It's saxophones define theme songs for the 90s, I find. Or hair metal.
I think we should probably mention the actual title credits themselves because the font that goes with it is...
Look like Super Mario pipes.
What? Oh yeah, I know what you mean. It's like when it comes
Particularly
like
the S.
it's wacky, and
It's
it's got
fun.
like kind of
Oh God, no!
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh right.
It's like like when you're bowling and you get a strike, and then you look up to the screen and you just see strike like that, in like really shitty 90s font. It's like Word Art, but somehow worse. It's just not good.
They think that paperclip guy had something to do with all of it.
He was producing.
They had sentence far earlier than we thought.
Okay, so
To surmise the theme song, we remember it. It's catchy. as hell.
yeah, that's true.
It's not good, but it's catchy. And I'd say, in what you remember about the show, it supersedes the show, just like the Gladiators theme song did.
If you'd asked me that before, I'd say no. But having watched an episode from 1997, I would agree with you. And let's go on to that episode now.
It's all I want to remember about it.
We're gonna put the link to the episode on when we release this as well, so you can watch it. It's kind of like a like an audio commentary.
Almost like a
of this.
play-by-play.
Yeah.
You can suffer with us if you want.
Why would you? Why would you?
Leave your friends behind.
Yeah. So the opening after the theme, as just kids with bowl cuts swarm the stage.
Bowl cuts.
That's my direction. Like I'm very lucky in the fact that I have curly hair, because if I had straighter hair when I was growing up, I'm pretty sure I would have been part of the cult of bowl cut kids of the 90s.
I was not part of the cult, but I was a representative.
What does that mean?
Well, my mother chose for me to get a bowl
Oh,
cut.
okay. But you kind of get brainwashed anyway.
Yeah.
So you are part of the cult. You don't know it, but you are. So
Not now.
apologies to that.
Yeah.
So yeah. Kids with bowl cuts swarm the stage with yellow and red flags, which I would say determines which side they're on.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe. Or they're a fan of Hulk Hogan, because they didn't know then. They didn't know then what we know now.
that's true. Well, would it make more sense if it wasn't to do with the teams, ketchup or mustard?
Yeah, it could have been. Anyway, I think it's more denoting your support to which team you're supporting.
Yeah.
Or they've just given you loads of flags. When we get to Finders Keepers, this is like this is foreshadowing again. There's an amazing thing about the chord-like things they have, but we'll get to that at the time.
It's not ready, steady, cook. Let's put it.
No, that'd be better.
Oh, Ainsley.
Red and green should have gone with that.
Yes.
And there he is, the man of the hour, Pogo in Pat Sharp. I kind of watched a few episodes, like the beginning of it, to see like what different things he'd do, and there was a certain thing which he also did every time. But like him pogoing was what we thought, and Thomas, what happened to Pat when he was pogoing?
He showed us that he actually got onto the pogo stick to start off with.
Yeah, and he's going bouncy,
bouncy,
like Tigger on speed.
He did a pat fall.
God.
Now here's the guy who puts the fun into Funhouse, Pat Shaw! Bouncy, 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 bounce. Oh. It's okay, I've survived. Here's the Funhouse.
It looked like he broke his ankle.
A pat fall.
He did a pat fall.
The worst joke we've had on this podcast so far.
I've topped out already.
Yeah. So, Pat-Man. Darth Vader of the Master Vader.
I thought you weren't going to include any of those references.
No, I'm going to.
Yeah.
The morted impresario himself. Oh, at this point, 1997 is a bit long to... Unless you're Eddie Guerrero, second wrestling reference of the podcast. You're not going to have a mullet by 1997. No. Or if you're on Jerry Springer.
That's true.
Jerry Springer people, they had a lot of...
Yes,
stuff. I think
Americans.
Pat's not American. Pat's from London. Is in the 80s he did like video disc jockey type. He's basically a DJ.
He was a music artist as well. He wasn't very good.
Pat and Mick.
Pat and Mick.
We might end this podcast with a bit of Pat and Mick.
Because if you don't remember them, you won't want to after we show you.
Nope. So Pat comes on.
In his slacks.
Astronaut on his t-shirt. I'm pretty sure that was big in Burton, like around about 2008. When we were at uni, that was kind of a thing to have astronaut. I think I had that.
I didn't have astronauts.
No.
I liked astronauts, but I didn't have them on my shirt. I think he looked like he crawled out of bed.
Okay.
He did not look like he was.
Woke up in a travel lodge.
Yeah.
Just kind of walked
I would have
in.
much preferred if he was wearing a suit.
Yes, but
on a pogo stick.
That's the thing. He's much better with the mullet. He's kind of more distinguishable. But by this point, I think he's pretty jaded. Because do you want to guess how old Pat Sharp was when this episode was filmed?
Oh God, was he like 35?
Bang on 35.
Oh yes, I know how 35-year-olds look.
But yeah, so
I think we had a bit of a Samson situation. He lost the source of all his powers.
That could well be true. But that isn't the case with his jokes because they've always been shit.
Please tell me you've got one of his jokes.
We'll find one and we'll play it. Don't worry.
God.
I hope you've had a better day than me. It started off with myself clearing leaves up. It was all going well till I fell out of the tree. Here's the Funhouse!
The first thing I noticed was a bizarre mixture of boundless enthusiasm and sarcasm, as if he's trying to play for the adults that might be watching, the parents and the kids. But they're not even good jokes.
He's very sarcastic, right?
Extremely sarcastic,
Yeah.
but it's very temperamental because sometimes it's like, oh, hey, let's go play the game, and then it's just like, oh, you girls look awful.
Yeah, it's very, very odd. So, you mentioned the girls.
Yes,
the next thing we should talk about are the twins, decked out in red and yellow, also fans of Hulk Hogan.
Yes.
Melanie and Martina Grant.
Which one are you, Chris?
No, well, we had this discussion when we were watching it. Okay, so Melanie, what colour?
Yellow.
Wrong, red.
No!
Martina is yellow. So, which one do you prefer in that case? This is hard hitting stuff for a podcast.
I can't remember it. Martina.
Okay, how old do you think they were at this point?
22.
Okay, yeah, mid-20s, 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you that. So, and for some reason, both of them had dreadlocks. Kind of like,
What,
like kind
braided-
of, you know, like the hair. I don't know why. I think the person responsible for this is Faye from Steps. Fuck you, Faye from Steps, trying to make everyone do dreadlocks. No, not gonna happen.
It's what you get on holiday.
Yes, exactly that. It's like I'm gonna have a henna tattoo as well.
Oh yeah.
That's the combo.
Did
If you're a girl, you know, not.
Yeah. I just had
I'm gonna go the
tattoos.
frosted tips. You know, that's what I'm going for.
They didn't look good.
No.
Their hairstyle
Okay.
was not.
Bit of background on the twins for you,
Yeah.
apart from their names and the cause they represent, which I've
Yes,
given
go
you. They're from Margate, Kent. Were in the original Batman film, according to Wikipedia.
Whoa! What?
Yeah, I
What-
didn't verify that, but it seemed fairly legit. So we'll go with
Who
it.
did they play?
They were just an extra. Yeah, they weren't feet. They weren't like alongside Michael Keaton.
Of course.
It's not.
I mean, it would have been better
They
if
would
they
have
were.
been about 10 at this time.
Yeah.
And they're also, if you've seen Monty Python's Meaning of Life, I think one of them was like a kid in Every Sperm is Sacred song, which is just really weird. So there we go. So I don't want to say because of Funhouse, but there's like they were also on other TV shows as well, kids shows with Pat Sharp. Kind of, you get one, you get the other one.
Yes.
Blah blah. By the end of the decade, they released their own. They kind of went for a music kind of route.
No.
So guess what we're going to do now?
Oh.
I'm going to play that song for you
Yes.
and the listeners as well. And we're going to love it.
Just take me on back. Listen to that funky kind of music. And move to the tracks, keeping our rhythm when we're
So,
moving.
how are you, Thomas? How are you right now?
I feel a bit harrowed, actually. Hollow inside.
Melanie and Martina went by the following name. A twin thing. Shortened to ATT. Not to be confused with ATB's Till I Come.
Yes.
Do 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 do.
That is exactly
Do, do,
what
do,
I
do.
thought when you said.
That's another thing me and Thomas share a love of. Late 90s, early 2000s, Ibiza classics. Let's
Trance
go.
and
Yeah.
dance. Oh, it's wonderful.
So yeah, I'm now going to read the tracks from their album, which didn't do so well. You just heard "Keep on Pumping." We're ATT, second track.
Right, okay.
Flame Inside. Fallen Angels,
God.
which seems a bit hard. By 1999, I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
Say Yes.
No.
I Think of You Always. Revolution Love. Girlfriend. A Twin Thing. So you did, right, track 2 and track 9 are both ATT. Reinforcing that brand image.
Right, if they wanted to introduce themselves, why wouldn't We're ATT be first? That's a bad track list.
We're at. Or it could just be We're At with misspelled T.
We're at Margate.
We're at,
We're back home.
we're at Margate. Can't wait. Track 10. Won't Fall Down.
Right.
It would be a bit awkward if you didn't Funhouse. It'd be the end of your career.
Yeah.
Influence My Body, which is a bit
Oh,
bit weird, isn't it?
God.
Oh no. 12. Something About Us. The A missing it of About. So yeah, you can buy this on Amazon for $7.99.
Why?
It's on MP3 as well. They recently re-released it, so that's there's 2 customer reviews.
Good heavens.
As a lifelong fan of Melanie and Martina Grant (brackets these girls were the Funhouse cheerleaders), I was very happy when I managed to get this album last year from Amazon Import. All the songs are brilliant, especially Keep on Pumping, which we've just heard and don't agree with that, and Revolution Love. I recommend this to anyone who likes Melanie and Martina, or a good ballad (brackets Flame Inside), or a disco song (brackets Fallen Angels, Something About Us). A great CD of very catchy 80s style pop songs performed by Mel and Martina. I would say is an essential for any fans of the twins of Funhouse.
May I say...
2 5-star reviews.
Yes. 5 stars.
So there we go.
The song titles look like they're ripping off people.
Well, we just heard it, and they're definitely ripping off the Bee Gees. So
And Abbott.
yeah.
And Ant and Dick.
So that's the Twins. There we go. The teams themselves also in I can't say red and yellow. Red and
Red and
yellow.
Red and yellow.
The yellow at this point is a bit. It's not like it's weird. It's kind of like a neon kind of colour. It reminds me of the Borussia Dortmund kit of the same year. What we learn about the Reds during the episode is that they support Manchester United and are from Bury, which is a bit suspect in my opinion.
Do you think they only get Manchester United supporters up or teams with red kits?
Yeah, they must have demanded to be red. It's like a rider request.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. They're also from secondary school, which is like, what the fuck? I thought it was year 5, year 6 kind of target for this.
I think it makes it worse.
Because by this point,
older.
you're too tall to go in the Wacky Warehouse. So do you graduate to Funhouse or what?
How many of them sustained injuries due to height restrictions, do you think?
That's a question for the government. Another thing about this is that everybody in this show, bar Pat, is way too enthusiastic for my liking. It's a Friday, fine.
Yes.
I'm cool with that, but just chill. I don't need this. Especially it's probably because I'm 25 now, and I can't. It's too much for me.
Audience members were held at gunpoint to cheer every time.
Okay, so let's talk about the set. The set's very colourful, isn't it?
It is.
It reminds me of Wacky Warehouse.
See,
except there's no shit slush puppies.
I never had a Wacky Warehouse.
Oh my god. I feel like we need a moment here, like a tender moment.
I did, however, have a flagship of fun.
A franchise you've never heard of.
It was just one place in Whitehaven.
Oh.
It was good fun. I had a lot of Power Rangers cake there. Oh, memories.
This is now turned into therapy, so thank you very much for that. All I remember about Wacky Warehouse is obviously the play area, but I remember towards the end of the Wacky Warehouse kind of. I might still have them, I don't know.
Was it a chain?
Yeah.
Oh.
There's loads of them all over the country, and because it was like what my parents would go to as a kind of they won't eat proper food, so let's go there. I remember the pizza was called Pizza de Action on the menu. That's all I remember.
I don't like that.
No, and they sold like ice cream in a pingu head, like a severed head.
It's cannibalistic, isn't it?
A little bit.
Heavens.
Okay, so yeah, colourful. There's a lot of flags in the studio for some reason.
A lot of balls.
A lot of balls. And it's filmed in Scotland, and I wouldn't have known this until the end of the first game, where there was a countdown, and they were just going. The countdown was so overtly Scottish. It's like 3. It's like John Anderson was there.
You cannot escape
Sorry.
John Don't Fuck With Me Anderson in the
Okay.
90s. 3, 2, 1.
John didn't just wander in. It's like, oh shit, wrong studio. Why am I'm back home. What's going on?
We established in the last episode that he's a ghost. It can float between whatever studio he likes. There was Scottish flags all over the walls.
Yeah.
So
And a Portugal one. It's like no one from Portugal's gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna travel to Funhouse Studios and get me some Pat Sharp. So you're
Chris,
You're gone.
What colour were you?
I don't. I'd rather pick based on the attributes of the team there rather than the
colour
colour
would you
itself.
have preferred to be?
In this case, because they spell Manchester United, I'm gonna go red. Also, during the episode, Pat Sharp makes some terrible football banter. And just says, "Oh, yeah, how are you going to do this season?" Or stuff. It's like, I don't want this in a kids' show. I don't care.
Do you think he thought they were at a pub? Just
Probably,
pub
yeah.
banter.
I don't think he knew where he was actually.
No.
So we're going to go.
I was always a yellow guy, but just.
Okay.
So-
Well, this is awkward, isn't it?
Yeah.
But there we go. So we're going to go through the game. The games each week would change, and in my opinion, were organised on the fly.
It is the most unorganised game show I've ever seen in my life.
You may have to take back that statement depending on how many episodes we do of certain game shows. But still,
It's there
at the moment,
the
yes.
benchmark has been set.
Yeah, fine.
It is. Oh God.
Okay,
It's
first
so
game. Perky penguins. Here's a description of perky penguins for you. Go down slides, colour-coded slides stolen from a Wacky Warehouse. Get fish dressed as penguins.
Yes.
That's it. There's not much, we can't really gloss this more, you know.
And Pat throws in what looks like a real fish into the pool of slime that they have to pick the fish out of at the end.
Picked it up from the Glasgow market on the way in.
He didn't pay for it, did he?
No, stole it, shoplifting.
Oh yeah, I want my fish back.
So yeah, that's the game, and it's a minute, and during that minute, you lose your mind because there's a 10-second loop. It's not a loop, it kind of feels like a loop to me.
Wasn't there a key change?
Yeah, but it's still the same. It's like again, etc. So yeah, that happens. So I think only the boys were doing it, weren't they? Just like
yes.
yeah, just go down a slide, get some fish.
The twins at the start of every game, the twins take them away into the dressing room, and it looks like
Pat orders them like a pimp.
It looks like they're going to the gas chambers.
Oh my god, that's this is not the place for that. And at the end of that, they both get free fish. So what was the point of that? They both get the same amount of points.
Yeah.
So to basically make it kind of like, oh, some teams won rather than another one, Pat poses a question. And Thomas, I'm about to ask you that question right now.
Okay, yep, I'm ready.
Studio lights drop. Music of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire plays. Which villain did Danny DeVito play in Batman Returns?
Oh no. It couldn't be the Penguin, could
It's
it?
fucking Penguin, mate.
Oh!
The clue was in the game.
It was.
The clue was in the game.
There is a criminal amount of game time in this show.
I did have this for another second, but we'll talk about it now. So it was 60 seconds. You have that 3 times over, the second and third game.
Yeah.
Then you've got the Fun Kart Grand Prix,
Yeah.
which is about 2 minutes, max. Then you got the Funhouse, which is about 2 minutes, max. You've gone to Scotland for 7 minutes of game time. Why? Why have you done that? Okay.
When your show's about 26 minutes long.
Yeah, but, I mean, in terms of the show itself, that's fine. But it's 7 minutes at the end of the day, so
You're not very happy.
you're not going to prove yourself.
No.
If you're not going to have to use your body and your brain that much, really.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not if
Second
you
game.
Not if you want.
I didn't get the name of this one because I was kind of losing the will to live by this point. Elvis Hawaiian game.
How many times did Pat Sharp say, "Oh, thank you very much"?
I'd say about 20.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, as the kids leave the building, they prepare themselves to go to Blue Hawaii and set themselves up as Elvis Presleys. I think you're going to like this. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
Oh my god, it's bad.
What
sense
does it make? It's
Okay.
awful.
Description of game. Elvis's jumping pool. They're the girls at this point. Get a Garland, not Judy Garland. Julie Garland's not just in the pool,
Of
just
course.
drowning. That's the thing, the Hawaiian necklace thing. Put that over your teammate's neck.
Who are the boys topless in grass skirts,
On the pool.
pretending to
Yeah,
do a
kind of
Honolulu
aloha Pat, aloha Pat. We did the action. It was awesome. That's the best part of the podcast so far.
You're not even going to see it.
No, I know. So that happens repeatedly for 60 seconds, and then that's it. Done. Pat does more Elvish.
Elvis. I don't know what Tolkien would have to say
Oh my
about
god! It's out of the 3 games, it's by far the worst one. Because Pat makes it excruciatingly bad, and the light. It's like a school disco with a light in as well, and it's just not fun. It's not fun at all.
I've got here. These games seem like they were originally made for dogs.
Coming to Crufts. Elvis Hawaiian game.
If dogs replaced human contestants,
You wouldn't know.
it's money.
It's money. Money. So that's that. Can't remember who wins that one. Pat's Poser. Lights drop. Music plays. Here we go again. Thomas. To double your money. I'll give you a flake from down there if you want it.
Oh, yes.
Which instrument was Elvis best known for playing?
Some may call it a ding-a-ling. I call it a guitar.
It's the correct answer.
Oh,
He's 2 for 2. They're quite tough, these. I'll give you credit. So yeah, that's that. Third game. Gym. Or a laundry. I've got no idea what it is, to be honest. It's called like something like Stop and Go. Also, I don't. Do you want to describe this game? If you can remember what it is.
It starts off with anything, with Pat Sharp just inserting a really bad joke about.
I was like, where's this going?
About the twins calling them just dumb blondes.
Yeah, he goes dumbbell, dumb blonde,
Yes.
which is just terrible.
There are dumbbells
his
present.
his
on the
misogyny seeps in throughout the entire show, but that's the worst example of it.
set. I've got here misogyny ahoy.
Yes.
Pimp Sharp.
Pip shop.
Okay, so they are dressed in. You might have seen it on one of the Dennis the Menace episodes, where
Oh my god, this is like the most obscure reference again.
where Dennis is wearing shoes on his knees, as if he had really short legs. It might not have been Dennis, and they're walking around.
You don't even know your references.
So they're walking around. They're having to collect things, but walk through a little hut where the teammates.
They're dressed as like 1930s strongmen.
Yes.
That's basically what they're dressed
Yes.
as, aren't they? Yeah, and they're on their knees, and they have to go through an area where there's gunge.
Yes.
Gunge, a staple of 90s game shows. If you don't have gunge, get the fuck out.
Yeah, poured by their teammates.
It's like,
Why?
get your own back to be called Get the Fuck Out if you don't have gunge. So yeah, get some soap.
Yeah.
There's some overly sized foam soap.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Oh no.
Oh.
They have to, with said knee, foot, have to splodge.
Oh yeah.
They have to stomp a splodgy
Mess.
thing. Yes.
An egg.
Yeah.
Don't know what it is, to be honest, but yeah. So that's that game.
Yeah.
We're rattling through these games, seriously.
I think that's the worst game.
Really?
I think it is.
Well,
so,
actually, to be fair, they did bring in a pool into a studio.
it is so unorganised.
Yeah.
This highlights just how on the fly this show was. I've got here two.
It does feel like the set could fall apart at any time if someone ran into it or just walked past it, like a bit of air just went past.
They were too cheap for a teleprompter, and Pat Sharp could have done with a teleprompter.
No, it's all up in here. All up in here.
There's nothing
Points
up there.
to brain.
There's nothing there. There's a hollow space.
It's a bit harsh. Okay, Pat's poser time.
Yeah. Oh.
You ready?
I am ready.
Name a piece of equipment from your school gym.
Shit, I don't remember this one.
No, you can answer whatever you want.
Oh well, I will.
You don't have to follow what they said. This one's a bit open-ended.
Climbing frame.
Yeah, I'll accept it. It's a good answer.
Yes.
Free for free. Free
Yeah,
for free.
baby.
You're on the way to the funhouse, mate.
Flake count 3.
Okay. So the games are done. They realise that was a complete waste of time.
Yes.
And then this is the part that separates the wheat from the chaff, as it were.
From year 6 to year 7.
Yes. Yeah, make the move up to big school. The Fun Kart GP.
Oh yes.
Right, this is the thing I remember. I was about to say Wacky Warris. They didn't have this at the Wacky Warris.
No, they did not.
You can't have petrol go-karts. Oh, it's a bit debatable whether they actually are petrol.
They were petrol.
Our housemate reckons it was. I'm not so sure.
Why would you care at that age? It's just a go-kart that goes... Woo.
Right, okay, there's a thing to mention. Go-karts then and now, as a if you go-karting when you're a kid, it's like the best thing ever.
Yes.
Because it's like it's not a thing that comes around often unless you're rich. Unless you're a son of a millionaire.
Son of a rich man.
Son of a rich man, which I don't think either of us were particularly.
No.
But like go-karting, I went go-karting a lot at university because we did it as like an end of year thing, and it's so much fun. But this isn't that.
No, it's not.
At the time, I thought, I want to go on Funhouse because of this.
I exactly did that. What I liked about Funhouse at the start was Fun GP and then going down all the slides into the ball pits.
Mm-hmm.
Watching it back, they ask you to go slower
Yeah.
to press buzzers, which
Yeah.
have a certain amount of points tied to them, either 10 points or 20 points. And you don't really want to do that. You just go...
Yeah, you just want to race.
You just want to be
I came here to race, boy.
I'll be a GP star!
It's not the Fast and the Furious at any point in this, is it? Really?
It's the slow
Also,
and the stupid.
it's the worst track ever. It's a square.
Yes.
Because, I mean, admittedly, most studios will be square. So you can only work with the size you got. The best part is the tunnel underneath the funhouse.
Yes.
I'll give them credit there.
That was a bit of a rave tunnel.
They've made it like the streets of Monaco for like F1. Fair play, you know. But
Cheap but cheerful.
yeah, it just looks really naff now. I think it's because it's just not aged well, really. But you know, at the time, I loved it, and it didn't change at any point. It was the same track. It's like we're not gonna have like ramps or whatever, some chicanes.
It could have done with them, to be honest.
It really could have done. And Pat Sharp at this point is, you know, and there's a guy commentating on it as well.
Gary King,
who has the most generic voice possible, but he's synonymous with the 90s.
Does
so.
anybody remember him? Nope.
Oh, that's again harsh, but
Do
there you
you?
go. Another thing to mention from the Fun Kart GP is that the twins would put on bomber jackets like Max and Paddy from, you know, the Bouncers. That's kind of
yes.
what they got. Yeah. So,
Note to self, wanted that jacket always.
yeah.
And the cap.
It's oversized though, so it looks weird. It's sort of-
But it looks kind of cool.
yeah. It's like, hey, look at me. It's like the Fonz or something, isn't it? That's not from the 90s.
The thing that disappointed me about Funhouse the most was I never got any chance to wear their merchandise. I wanted their merchandise. I never got it.
Yeah.
It's at that point it made me realise that the twins, you don't agree with this, look like the twins from Matrix Reloaded, who are actually twins from
It did-
DIY
right, okay.
SOS.
Again, please stop making references no one will know except you.
I've at least explained my references.
The half of the reference, yeah. I know what you're talking about with the Matrix. DIY SOS is not a thing that comes into my brain at any point in my life. Other than Nick Knowles is still on TV.
Yes, he is.
That's all I know. So, you know.
Stop Nick Knowles.
Yeah. Hashtag stop Nick Knowles. So that's that. At this point, the Yellows win because they're way better at stopping and
They
starting
got
than
all
the Reds.
of the buttons pressed.
Yeah,
which is
exactly.
really
Absolutely dominated. They're going into the funhouse.
Oh,
And so are we.
glory days.
Happy days are here again. The fun house. It is effectively an oversized wacky warehouse with a bit more kind of
Yes.
bit more pizzazz about it.
Bit of structure. And what makes it different from Wacky Warehouse is that it is a whole lot of fun with prizes to be won.
I read this on the Wikipedia page because in like UK law you can't win money prizes in game shows when you're a kid.
Yep.
So you have to have like basically they went to Argos before the show and went, yeah, I get a job lot of them. So you know, okay, I'm going to read out some of the prizes now.
God.
And I think we watched this over about 5 times maybe,
Yes.
just to get them all because we were laughing so much at them.
Some of them are just
I've not got all of them, but I've left some out.
the ones of note.
Walkman, which wasn't even a Walkman, it was like
It was Bush.
Bush.
It was a Bush.
Kate Bush's Walkman.
Yeah.
Kicker trainers from Clark's.
Oh!
You know, the little light up ones? Did you have them?
Yes, I did.
So did I. And now I'm thinking I was pretty cool back then, but I know full well that they were not cool.
No.
Did you ever go to Clark's?
Oh yeah.
Did yours have like a slide in it?
Yes.
Did every Clark's have a slide in it?
Wait, no.
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 The one in Lee did. Let me tell you, it was fun.
I thought you were going to talk about how they measured your feet. That had a slide on it. To slide
Yeah.
your feet in.
That was kind of cool. That's a really good way of making kids go. That's a really really boring task getting fitted for shoes.
It is.
But you know,
That's all you got. We didn't have slides.
kicker trainers,
Yes.
pen set, bowling trip. That was one of the special prizes.
Yes.
Frisbee.
Knob off with your frisbee.
I've come to Scotland to try and win a frisbee. Mystery prize.
Oh, it's a good.
The mystery prize is excellent.
It is a bit.
It is the most 90s personal computer I've ever seen in my life. So yeah, if they manage to pick up that little like kind of what would you describe it as, like a tag? Kind of like a tag, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a tag.
If they manage to pick that up, they're gonna win the PC.
If they answer the correct question.
But we'll get to that. That's for you to answer.
Yeah.
Not them.
I'm surprised it wasn't made by VTech.
Right.
That's very nice.
The funhouse is quite cool, but at no point do the team plot a route. So they go around the same they go on the same climb frames. They go through the same nets, whatever. Mm-hmm. It's like you're just wasting time.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Be strategical about this.
They should spread themselves around.
They didn't have a huddle.
Nope.
With Pat and Martina and Melanie didn't know like, right, this is what we're gonna do. Boom, like that. Didn't do that. The best part of the Funhouse for me, at the time, not now, because it looks pretty shit now, is that little like bobsled
Yes.
that for some reason had smoke coming off it when it came down the
On the
slide.
earlier episodes it did, but when you got to the bottom, it had sparks that came off of it.
Wow, which suggests shoddy engineering.
And possible death.
Yeah, terrible indictment to Scotland. This isn't
Well, it was. Well, it's yeah.
Yes. So the yellow team, they do all right. They managed to get 3 cycles in,
Yeah.
just about, get some good prizes.
They went the same way nearly every time.
Yeah, but they did all right.
They
They got 2 minutes.
They had a good amount of prizes.
Did all right. They managed to get the mystery prize one, so they get the power question, or whatever it's called, the power play question. I have no idea.
Why is it called the power play question?
I don't know.
Why is anything called anything in this show?
It's not like cricket. It's not like cricket power play or something. So that when that happens, a chicken, a rooster,
Oh, the pea jumper
the
chicken.
pea jumper rooster just pops up like Bully from Bullseye. Just goes cock-a-doodle-doo or something like that.
Billy's cousin.
Yeah.
Bully's cousin.
Bully's
Billy?
cousin.
Who's Billy?
He's a rooster. How can he be cousin of a bull?
Not by.
No, it just
Look.
looks the same. Doesn't
Yeah.
it? It's kind of drawn on.
'cause
Like
of
Bullseye.
marriage.
Bullseye ended mid-90s. So why Funhouse is treading this, I don't know.
I
I
thought
don't
it was
know.
just so good. It wasn't.
So anyway, they get that, and it's time for the final question of our podcast, Thomas.
Do you think I can answer it correctly?
With your memory, no.
No, right.
But we'll see. Name 3 months that begin with J.
January,
Yep.
June,
Yeah.
July.
Yes!
Yes!
Got
I want a computer.
Windows 95 hover for you, my
I
boy.
want a desktop computer.
Oh, well done.
Thank
You've gone to Scotland and got a computer. Well
I
done.
did. That's all right.
That is alright. I'll give him... Frisbee, fuck off. Funhouse. That was Funhouse, Thomas.
It was not a fun house to be in.
Oh. Yeah, this is a prime example of what this podcast is kind of for, really. To kind of wade
naming
through
and
the
shaming.
bullshit that was
Yeah.
the 1990s and realise that it actually wasn't as good as he thought it was.
We are nostalgia breakers. This was fucking shocking.
And we would have watched another episode, but we were just too much. We're too done.
Well, we nearly did.
Yeah.
And the link that will be in the description below has the start of a new episode on
Yeah.
it, showcasing one of the many ways that Pat likes to enter the show. On this one, he lowers from a parachute, which is
Pat's
only
parachute.
Pat's parachute, which is only about 6 foot up anyway.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like he crashed through the roof, is it?
And is it supposed to make him look good? It doesn't.
He didn't, did it?
No.
No.
Did you want to enter places through a parachute every time you got to school? No.
Yes.
Nah.
That's us.
Did you want to go into school on a pogo stick?
Yes.
Yeah. If you had a
Yeah.
gang of people together.
So, what are your overall thoughts of Funhouse? Just not really that good, are they?
Fucking shite.
Sure.
Pat is loathsome.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I loved him so much. Because I don't anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's,
Right. This is one of the CITV's best shows, really, in my opinion.
It doesn't set us up for the rest of them, does
No,
it?
it doesn't, does it? But it's something we probably should have mentioned right at the start. Are you a BBC kid or a CITV kid?
I was CITV from September to July. And when I was off school, BBC
Did you have like
had hot.
Do you in the calendar just write CITV? Big arrow goes down through the calendar. That's like what my mum did for summer holidays. Just like she put big arrow from when I actually was off school. Not.
I didn't know.
No.
CITV I thought was a lot more. It was a lot more in tune with what I like watching. I was a Fox Kids kid. Really.
Oh, okay. You were one of those
I
guys.
was on Power Rangers.
You were better than
Superhuman
You're
Samurais.
better than terrestrial.
I had cable.
We did eventually, but I had to go through the BBC CITV quandary. Quite a while.
Yeah.
I'd say I was kind of more BBC, but Funhouse is one of those ones that I definitely watch on a Friday. It would like Get Your Own Back and that are kind of like very similar, and I think Get Your Own Back is one we'll probably come on to next. I think.
Always. CITV had a lot more that I liked. There was Finders Keepers. There was Max's Millions. Bernard's Watch.
Mike and Angelo.
Mike and Angelo was the king, but it's
Sorry, Tom. I really don't want to prepare you for all this terrible stuff that's coming up.
I've already.
So yeah, for now, for me, I really loved it back then, but watching it back is just kind of not as good. You see its flaws. You're more kind of critical as an adult than you were as a kid, and that's
Very
just the
much so.
way you are. So there
Even
you go.
as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
you were appealed to what the contestants did rather than the other fluff.
Yeah.
Like, you notice the people that are presenting it and what
Right.
they do.
I found Pat Sharp quite funny, but
Not on purpose, did you?
no, but it was kind of more a kind of sadness deep down that I was laughing at rather than.
If you can't be a stand-up comedian,
I think
be a presenter.
right. I think he generally is a really good guy, but here it's kind of like a bit annoying at times
yes,
and also misogynist.
he doesn't want to be there.
Yeah. So, and to round up, are you aware that they kind of brought it back?
What?
Sort of.
No.
Okay. Last year, I think. Actually, it was earlier this year.
Right.
They announced there was like a PR kind of stunt thing.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, okay, it'll be like they'll bring back the show for like a one-off or something, which they did, but only at a certain pub in Lichfield. Not a TV show, just a pub, and they do it like corporate events all the time for businesses and stuff.
Right.
But this is like one they actually just brought it back for a bit, and there's a photo of like they're like the kids are the twins are like 40 now, so it looks kind of sad. But they're both good enough looking. Fine, whatever.
Pat Sharp looks the same.
Pat Sharp looks better now than he did then, in my opinion. But he's looking kind of weathered, like a rock of some kind. I don't know what.
Like
kind
a
of,
leather sort of.
like a pumice rock.
Yes.
So yeah, that happened. They brought it back for a pub.
It's a bit sad.
Pretty sad, isn't it? And on that note, that's been That 90s Podcast, episode 2. Thank you for listening. It's been a whole lot of fun. Prizes, metaphorically, were won by Thomas.
I have 3 flakes with I have a box of flakes right here.
Yeah.
It's not a box of wrapped flakes.
Don't tell them they were already yours. Oh, he's gone to the next layer.
They are now because I've won them.
Oh, great. Can I have one?
No.
No.
Did you ever have any fun and win any prizes?
It was wacky. It was never fun.
No. But
So that's been Funhouse, and that's been us. Until next time.
please, can we not go back to Funhouse?
No.
No,
No. Next time. Get your own back.
Yes.
That's half an hour. Bye bye.
Who is that?
Mick!
Who the fuck is Mick?
Mick! Mick.
What do you do?
Mick.
What?
Mick was just Mick. Don't.
What do him and Pat have in common?
DJ.
Who is he?
Mick!